The International Committee for Monitoring Assisted Reproductive Technologies defines unexplained infertility based on a strict set of clinical exclusions. The diagnosis requires an apparently normal ovulatory cycle, normal pelvic anatomy, and a normal semen analysis. Reaching this conclusion typically involves a standard checklist of frontline evaluations. Clinicians verify ovulation, run baseline endocrine profiles, evaluate the male partner, and perform initial imaging to check the uterus and fallopian tubes. This visualization maps 100 typical couples seeking fertility assistance. After completing the standard workup, roughly 30 of these couples fall into a diagnostic gray area, labeled as unexplained. Current guidelines from both the European Society of Human Reproduction and Embryology and Monash University clarify that this is not a distinct biological disease. It is purely a diagnosis of exclusion. The accuracy of this exclusion is strictly bound by the specific testing methodologies available to the clinician. If a diagnostic tool cannot detect a specific pathology, that pathology is effectively invisible in the patient's record. For many patients, the label of unexplained is an artifact of these non-invasive testing protocols. It marks the limit of the imaging technology, rather than a true biological dead end. This photograph captures early surgical evaluation methods. In the 1940s, diagnostic laparoscopy and the dye test were first integrated into gynecological practice to directly assess whether the fallopian tubes were open. Modern clinical guidelines rely on significantly advanced iterations of this procedure. High-definition optics and minimally invasive techniques have made laparoscopy the definitive method for pelvic evaluation. Modern laparoscopy carries a dual clinical mandate. It provides high-fidelity visual diagnosis of the pelvic cavity and allows for therapeutic surgical intervention in the same session. Standard non-invasive imaging misses a specific class of subtle, mechanical, and inflammatory barriers. Direct peritoneal visualization bypasses these blind spots. Moving a patient from unexplained to a confirmed diagnosis requires a physical shift in perspective, moving from external imaging to internal direct vision evaluation. The hysterosalpingogram, or HSG, uses X-rays and contrast dye to confirm the basic interior shape of the uterus and whether the fallopian tubes allow fluid to spill out. While an HSG proves the tube is open on the inside, it cannot assess the external environment. It is blind to the fine, web-like paratubule adhesions that might restrict the tube's movement on the outside. Transvaginal ultrasound serves as another primary frontline tool. It operates with high efficacy when identifying large, dense structural anomalies, such as mature ovarian endometriomas. This cross-section illustrates the physical limitations of sonography. Sound waves bounce off a large, fluid-filled cyst to create an image. However, those same waves pass entirely over thin, superficial lesions on the pelvic wall without registering a signal. They fall outside the echogenic range. Clinicians look for soft markers on an ultrasound, such as poor ovarian mobility or localized tenderness, which suggests that hidden pathology exists in the spaces the sound waves cannot map. These two-dimensional shadows contrast with the three-dimensional, fully illuminated reality of the pelvic cavity observed during surgery. Non-invasive tools successfully map the macroanatomy. They fail to map the micro-inflammatory environments that frequently prevent a successful pregnancy. To accurately test tubal function, surgeons perform a chromopertubation protocol concurrently with the diagnostic laparoscopy. A water-soluble blue dye is injected through the cervix. The surgical team watches through the laparoscope as the dye travels the length of the translucent fallopian tubes, confirming that it flows freely out of the distal fimbriae. If the dye fails to spill into the pelvic cavity, the direct visualization allows the surgeon to precisely localize the site of the obstruction, whether it is proximal near the uterus or distal at the tube's end. This dynamic flow also reveals subtle functional restrictions. A tube might be open, but its fimbriae may be stiff or restricted in ways that static X-rays fail to capture. Chromopertubation delivers immediate, indisputable clarity regarding the true functional capability of the reproductive pathway. For conditions like endometriosis, where tissue similar to the uterine lining grows outside the uterus, laparoscopy remains the definitive diagnostic gold standard. Surgeons visually scan for superficial powder burn or gunshot implants on the ovaries and peritoneum. These dark, oxidized lesions stand out clearly against the healthy pink tissue of the pelvic cavity. The visual search also identifies atypical, subtle lesions, like clear vesicles or red implants, differentiating them from deeply infiltrating nodules that penetrate beneath the peritoneum. These ectopic tissues bleed cyclically, creating a highly inflammatory, localized environment. This inflammation can impair egg quality, disrupt sperm transport, and interfere with embryo implantation. Because these superficial implants operate entirely below the detection threshold of standard sonography, direct visual inspection is the only method to confirm their presence and evaluate their impact. The surgical evaluation also searches for pelvic adhesions, bands of scar tissue that frequently form in patients who have completely normal physical exams and no history of prior surgery. These fibrous, spiderweb-like adhesions act as a biological glue. They physically bind delicate reproductive structures, like the fallopian tubes, to the abdominal wall or the bowel, severely restricting their natural movement. Normal fertility relies on precise spatial relationships. The ovary must release the egg, and the fallopian tube must be free to sweep over the ovary to catch it. Adhesions disrupt this geometry. They anchor the fallopian tube in place, causing a mechanical failure where the fimbriae simply cannot reach the ovary to perform ovum pickup. These structural barriers mechanically sabotage conception. A patient's hormonal function can be perfect, but physical bindings will render that healthy biology ineffective. The primary clinical advantage of laparoscopy is the immediate transition from identifying a pathology to correcting it within a single surgical session. Once pathology is identified, additional surgical instruments are introduced. Surgeons perform adhesiolysis, cleanly excising the fibrous bands and immediately restoring crucial mobility to the fimbriae and ovaries. Major clinical guidelines, including those from the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, support the division of dense vascular adhesions and the careful excision of endometriotic lesions to improve clinical outcomes and relieve pain. The therapeutic goals are precise: restore correct anatomical relationships, remove the source of localized inflammation, and ensure the reproductive pathways are open and functioning. Operative laparoscopy is uniquely positioned in fertility care because it allows the surgeon to correct the pathology at the exact moment of its discovery. Returning to the initial data matrix, where 30% of couples were burdened with the label of unexplained infertility. Under surgical visualization, this monolithic block breaks apart. These cases stratify into highly specific, actionable conditions: superficial endometriosis, dense peritubal adhesions, and distal tubal occlusions. The true idiopathic pool shrinks significantly. Advanced minimally invasive surgery is not a frontline requirement for every single fertility patient, but for those stalled in the diagnostic process, its selective application yields critical answers. Unexplained does not mean unexplainable. Frequently, it simply means undetected by baseline tools. By integrating dynamic chromoperturbation and targeted operative intervention, clinicians can confidently elevate patients out of a diagnostic void, moving them into a definitive, biologically sound treatment pathway.